Hi, my wise astrology tribe, Cosmic Inside Astrology. My name is Christina. I'm back with the Pluto Mars conjunction in Aquarius, which is going to happen on Valentine's Day, February 14th. As I told you before, February actually going to be a crazy month because of we have an Aquarius stellium, and we never had before Pluto conjuncting all the planets in Aquarius. Aquarius rules the humans, rules the collective, and Pluto is a major transformation. So if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, like, and comment below and share it with your friends. Also, you must know I'm doing tropical Western Whole sign astrology. I'm doing that because it is very favorable by the public. And I studied Vedic astrology as well. And I'm doing that in my practice if you would like to. But on YouTube, I'm doing tropical Whole sign astrology. Also, I would like to announce I'm gonna have a new book published, actually two of them, and both of them is astrology book. One of them, Astrology Uncensored, the good, the bad, and the ugly in astrology. And that's going to actually explain all the branches in astrology and, everything. It's a very detailed with a lot of examples, and I hope you will like it. Okay, the other one is an asteroid book. Not all the asteroids because it's impossible, but a lot of asteroids going to be included and explained. Okay, so back to Pluto-Mars conjunction. Okay, let's start with this, which is going to happen on Valentine's Day, February 14th. And it's gonna happen in 0° Aquarius. It's a profound, it's an intense change. It's really resonates deeply with the collective consciousness. Why? Because as I said, Pluto, anything to do with transformation, it's a rebirth, right? So this conjunction symbolizes a powerful blend of transformation and action because Mars is the planet of war, action, and it's going to actually happen in Aquarius, which is a humanitarian sign. And Aquarius has to do anything with innovation, with community, with idealism. So it rules the public itself. You need to understand the mythology behind this Pluto and Mars conjunction in Aquarius. So if you would like to, we can talk about a little bit of Aquarius over here. And I told you before, and I'm gonna repeat it again because in my previous videos, I was talking about who is the Aquarius sign, that is the water bearer, right? And Aquarius ruled by Saturn, that is the old avatar, and Uranus, which is bringing in actually disruption and also enlightenment, right? Because Uranus is the higher brain. It is the older and big brother of Mercury. So it's representing knowledge, but knowledge from the universe. So that is a universal knowledge. Uranus is like a lightning strike. It is like some kind of enlightenment. So, okay, what else can we do? Okay, so for example, Aquarius is associated with Ganymede, and we were talking about that before. And he was actually brought to Olympus to serve as the cupbearer to the gods. And he actually brought ambrosia and nectars, which is help the gods to live forever, okay, to Olympus. So let's see, it's ruled by Saturn and Uranus. So Saturn embodies karma and structures. It's anything long term, anything to do with the old, anything to do with discipline. And Uranus is revolution. Uranus definitely doesn't have discipline here. So Uranus values freedom. Uranus actually values equality as well. And Aquarius itself values collective well-being. Uranus is associated with social movement, right? Because it's associated with rebellions, with protest as well. And Uranus is an innovative thinker, the higher mind, as I said, the higher brain. And it's also actually associated with technology as well. And what is Pluto? All right, Pluto is degraded, right? It's not a planet, it's a dwarf planet right now. Pluto is the god of the underworld, right? Hades in Roman mythology. Pluto represents not only death, but rebirth and transformation as well. Definitely associated with profound fundamental changes. And Pluto also represents power and power dynamic. Pluto also psychology because it rules the 8th house and rules with Mars, actually, the 8th house of Scorpio. So it rules the shared resources, taxes, surgeries. Pluto is surgery itself. And anything to do with abortion, anything to do with debt, with bank system, with stock market, with your prenup will. So yes, Pluto is transformation. That's the psyche. That's the deep, deep psyche within your subconscious. And rules the Scorpio with Mars itself, right? So Pluto actually is the modern avatar of Scorpio. You know, over here, it rules anything to do with the unseen because it's underworld, so we cannot see that. And it's a very transformative energy. It rules the volcanoes and volcano eruptions as well, and rules sexuality, but animalistic sexuality, because the 5th house rules the romantic sex life and romance, and the 8th house is that kind of instinct. Basic Instinct is the movie what actually I can think of when I'm talking about Pluto over here. So definitely it's changing, Pluto in Aquarius, changing everything about our world, okay? And what is going to change? The technology going to change the world and going to change society itself. And probably it's going to be destructive because at the beginning, when Pluto ingresses a sign, it has to do anything with disturbance and disruption, right? It has to demolish everything to ashes to rebirth and reborn like phoenix from ashes. All right, and let's see Mars and Mars mythology, you know. All right, Mars. Mars is the god of war, and it's also aggression and action and desires. It's your inner drive, your courage. Mars is a really, really raw energy. You know, Mars is helping you to pursue your goals. You know, it's giving you energy to wake up every morning. And it is exalted in Capricorn. It rules Aries and also rules Scorpio. Co-rules Scorpio with Pluto, as I said before. So Mars is the force energy over here. It makes you to be assertive and moving forward. And you're going to be actually, you know, direct your energies toward your goals over here. Why? Because of Mars is giving you actually that kind of energy that you are capable to fight with. So as I said before, I always talk about the collective impact, and I always go through on basic subject over here. Usually I talk about the current situation of war, peace, because everybody is actually, you know, like curious about that. And we know which war we are talking about on the Middle East, and also up in between Russia as well and Ukraine. But I didn't really wanted to mention the countries because, you know, unfortunately, it could actually expel me somehow the software, because it understands like you know, not showing it to people. All right, so let's talk about the piece over here and the collective impact. What kind of situation gonna happen with those two wars? Actually, it's not two wars right now, but the big ones everybody talking about. So the Pluto Mars conjunction, you know, Pluto is death or self, and Mars is guns and war. It's going to intensify the global tensions. Actually, it will bring hidden conflicts to surface, which is sometimes it's good because at least we see it and we're capable to go against or fight against it, right? So, however, because it happens in Aquarius, and Aquarius is humanitarian sign, it might going to actually move the energy toward advocating for peace. So there is definitely gonna be a lot of protest against war. Pluto, actually death, Mars is war. So it could be like bring in some kind of massive shooting or subject about massive shooting. And don't forget, actually 4 years ago, unfortunately, in Florida, and it's right by us where we live, where I live with my children, was a massive shooting which killed 19 people in a high school in Parkland. And that's happened on the day of Valentine's Day. So it might going to bring that subject up again, or, you know, it's going to be a verdict about the shooter. All right, but definitely it could bring up more shooting somehow and intensify death from wars, or maybe volcano eruption. However, the Aquarius part over here, we are capable to send more humanitarian aid or you know, help on the affected areas and on the people who are underprivileged on the affected areas. And let's see what kind of issue going to come up with weather or finances, you know, because actually Pluto and Mars in Scorpio does rule the stock market and the financial access over here. And also because Pluto is a volcano eruption, you know, it could actually indicate some kind of volcano eruption, some kind of transformative energy, which is, I said, ashes all over, right? But on the financial markets, actually, it could bring some kind of breakthrough with renewable energy, because Aquarius is renewable energy. It could be also something to do with cryptocurrency, Aquarius, something with, but because Pluto and Mars together is theft as well, it could become a cyber attack and a cyber threat around Valentine's Day, which is affecting the banks and the bank system, or any kind of you know, software. Pluto is surgery, so it could actually affect hospitals as well. And stealing the identity theft, stealing the data from the hospital, social security numbers, it could bring that. Yes, cyber attack. So definitely it could bring some kind of critical issues with targeting financial institutions or hospitals as well. And, you know, it could actually bring in some kind of Plutonian debts because of Mars is aggressive, and, you know, in a sign of technological savior of Aquarius, it is stealing something, so people could be in debt. Or if you have debt, for example, and they're stealing everything, the debt might actually disappear. So on one way, it could be good for some. Let's see what's happening with the globalization, with education, with immigration. The US, and not just the US, a lot of country is facing global migration, right? People cannot stay in one place. Why? Because of everything is changing. There is a lot of war, there is a lot of weather-related or economical issues. People are seeking for better life. Everybody has dreams, everybody has secrets, everybody is seeking for better life. Okay, immigration. So Aquarius ruled by Uranus, so that's the boundaries, like it's actually a dismissed boundaries, or you don't see where is the border with that kind of situation, right? So there is a lot of immigration gonna go on. And there is also some kind of new reform going to be in immigration laws and also in education as well. So it's going to be some kind of new collective, monumental policies in education, for example, and it has to do something with freedom, equality, and fairness. So, for example, you know, Uranus is gay people, you know, like in some Plutonian countries, like Arabic country, gays are killed, right? That's it. And then, you know, there could be some kind of new law here, which is like, all right, you know, like everybody can go to the same school, or everybody can do some kind of sports, you know, doesn't matter the gender over here. So they're not that kind of situation with gender identity as well. All right. What else? You know, power. Pluto is power. In Aquarius, it belongs from the people. So we are taking the power to ourselves. But, you know, it's a revolution. It's something to do with freedom. It's something to do with protests. So, you know, it is, Mars is still like the power belongs from the one who has the most gun or most nuclear things, because Aquarius ruled by Uranus, which is the nuclear bombs and those kind of situations. Pluto Mars also could bring in a lot of terror attack, unfortunately, as well. And you know, Aquarius, because of it's ruled by Uranus, unfortunately, again, it could bring some kind of accident with a nuclear power there. So I'm afraid of that a little bit. But, you know, on the big scale, whatever will happen, it will be very critical. It will be really, really, you know, hard and heavy, but it's going to help us to hold hands together and making a change and taking leadership over and become more genuine to each other. And actually it's gonna be for the collective good, because we will see clearly. All right, so what kind of remedies are available for us? You know, remedies, I always use anything with stones and you know, quotes and reflect or reading something. But okay, so we have to reflect on personal power over here, because of you can't really do anything else, but the change has to come within, and that you are able to help others. So you have to consider how you will use your power to influence your community. And also ask a question: are your actions contributing to the collective well-being? Because that's very, very important over here. You should actually engage in activities which is going to strengthen your own community and your community ties, to contribute in something which is positive, which is, you know, gardening in your community, plant trees or something like that. And you also have to embrace Aquarian values over here with your knowledge, seeking for knowledge, seeking actually for progressive educational reform, you know, advocating for that, advocating for equality, anything to you know, you can utilize technology. Technology is not necessarily an enemy if you have the right knowledge, right? So that could be really, really, okay, I'm studying technology or AI or whatever because I want to use it for this, and actually I want to have humanity with that. All right. So definitely it's a transformative, pivotal time for us, and it's going to shake us deeply. But the power, whatever change will come with it, whatever devastation could come with it, it's going to eventually enlighten us, and we're going to be the phoenix bird together. All right. I also going to talk about each individual sign, but that's really going to be short over here because, you know, the stellium is happening the same house for each individual sign. And I was talking about that even in the new moon and before Mars and Mercury conjunction. So it's happening in the same sign. I just gonna say Aries rising is happening for you in your 11th house. So what is the theme for you? Anything to do with your future goals, your long-term goals, your dreams, your community, your friendship. So there is a major progressive change. It's an initiation over here. You take the power into your hand and you make a change on this zone, in this zone. Okay, so if you want to cut out friendships, if you want to ask money from your career or, you know, a promotion, this is the time for right now. So what kind of life example? Okay, initiating or leading a community project to bring about significant social change or experiencing a radical shift in your social circle that aligns more closely with your true aspiration. So that is the life example for you. Aries rising, Taurus rising, Sun and Moon, it's going to happen in your 10th house. 10th house, anything to do with your career, public status, public image. That is your long-term ambition. That is anything to do with honor, recognition. All right. So you could be a powerful political figure right now. You can actually become a leader. You can become someone who people fear from, or, you know, very, very ambitious in your career right now, asking for change, initiate change at work, taking leadership position. And, you know, many times I think of my favorite series, The Revenge, which is like power belongs from the ones who are willing to take it. So this is that kind of Pluto Mars conjunction over here, which signifies that. So what is your life example? A powerful drive to transform your career path may lead you to start a new venture that disrupts traditional industries, or take on a leadership role in a movement for social justice. So as I said, yes, actually you can become a judge. Gemini rising, Sun and Moon, it's going to happen in your 9th house. The theme is higher education, travel, long distance travel, spiritual belief, publishing, YouTubing, podcasting, broadcasting, export, import business, your older siblings, and also it is yeah, this is the theme. So anything over here, if you want to get into school, for example, a university, you're willing to do everything for it. You can become a spiritual leader. You can actually go for traveling, but, you know, Pluto and Mars conjuncting could involve an accident, so I wouldn't necessarily go right now for a while. At least for 2 weeks around this time, because it could indicate if you want to go to a country, maybe there is a volcano eruption over there or something like that. Life examples: undertaking a transformative educational journey. It could be anything to do with high education that changes your worldview, or becoming passionately involved in activism or legal battles or freedom and equality, because 9th house could be anything legal matters as well, legal matters, because it's ruled originally by Jupiter, right? So that is for you, Geminis. Cancer, rising sun and moon, 8th house, the themes are shared resources, your intimacy, personal transformation, your psyche, your subconscious. All right. So, for example, it could be something happening with your stock market, with your bank account. Careful, because it could be actually a cyber attack, an identity theft over here. So make sure you are protected. Make sure you have that kind of life lock in the US, which is protecting your bank accounts and everything. So yes, it could be something with inheritance. Somebody is very feisty in the family, wants to cut you out from inheritance here. It could become a surgery, and it could be because of some kind of accident, right? Or it could be an eye surgery, Mars rules the eyes. Okay, what is the life examples over here? Navigating a financial partnership that undergoes dramatic change, or embarking on a deep transformative healing process with a significant other. So it's also could indicate like your significant other going to get a rise, a salary rise over here. But definitely it is a little bit more concerning because it's 8th house, and 8th house is, you know, like not necessarily. It is a deep transformation for you, Cancer rising. Okay, Leo rising, sun and moon, 7th house. Themes are partnership, business partnership, contracts, legal matters, open enemies, and clientele. Anything over here, you know, your clientele could be feisty. You can be actually sued by because of a contract goes wrong. You can have some open enemies, and they can actually start to bully you or things like that. But you know, the power is in your hand, and live with it, and that, you know, live with it. The life example, entering actually or renewing a partnership that significantly changes your approach to relationship, or dealing with a public confrontation that leads to a major shift in your social standing. So you have to stand up for yourself. If you are looking for a partner or you're falling in love, be careful, because the person could be very obsessive or controlling. Virgo rising, sun and moon is going to happen in your 6th house. The themes are work, health, and daily routine. Anything to do with your pets, or anything to do with your rental properties. So careful with your work. You can get fired over here. You can get mistake. You can be actually accused with stealing, or you do something on because it's in Aquarius, on social media, which is actually create an ill or hostile situation at work. If your health is concerned, go to the doctor right away. Pluto and Mars could indicate some kind of surgeries. Your daily routine are changing. You're going to be very assertive, and you want to work out, and you want to have some kind of change, definitely. Yes. It could involve a pet, so careful with your pet, Virgo rising, because Pluto Mars could indicate an accident. They can be hit and run something with a pet. Okay, so just careful over here. Unfortunately, this time I cannot say a lot of amazing things because of this is a very powerful, and it is kind of nasty conjunction. Okay, what is your life example over here? Implementing radical changes in your workplace that improve efficiency and employee well-being, or adopting a revolutionary health regime that transforms your physical fitness. So it's good, but you know, you have to be focused. Libra rising, sun and moon is going to happen in your 5th house. 5th house, anything to do your creative ventures, romance, and children. That's your investment, and house of luck on a certain amount, like lottery winning, anything to do with winning. So it could bring in some kind of issue with investment, right? So you also have to be careful with your identity and with your money in the bank. Also, maybe your child is 16 years old and you're just gonna hear they have sex for the first time and you're gonna be disturbed about that. You know, if I would be a Libra rising, then I definitely would watch for my kids. If I do have kids, a little bit more, because, you know, Mars and Pluto, I'm not saying it's something terrible, but, you know, it could be some kind of sexual manipulation, or, you know, maybe on they are watching something on internet what is inappropriate for them. Okay, what is the life example over here? Starting a creative project that has the potential to impact society significantly, or experiencing a passionate romance that changes your perspective on love. So it's very passionate, it's very sexual, it's very steamy, but also the creative project, you are obsessed with it, you want to do it, you want to write that lyrics and you're not giving it up. So yes, it could be also wonderful as well. Scorpio rising, sun and moon, Pluto and Mars rules you. So you are familiar with this energy, right? But it's happening in your fourth house. The theme is your home, family, and emotional foundation, right? Your roots. So Pluto and Mars over here, it could bring in some kind of accident in the house, in family members. It could bring some, you know, like the fourth house could be a mother figure, or you know, someone in the root, a grandparent, for example, but it's most like a mother figure, not grandparent figure over here. And Pluto and Mars, unfortunately, it's representing something to do with fourth house is also ending and funeral, so it could, some of you could experience that and lose a family member. I'm saying about roots, not necessarily the family you created, but roots over here. And also it could transform your whole house situation, your living situation. It's a powerful transformation over here. What is the life example? Renovating your home, because, you know, you're demolishing, Pluto is demolishing, and you rebuild like Phoenix, you know, and you dramatically going to change your living situation, or you can deal with deep family issues that going to lead to a profound emotional transformation. All right, Sagittarius rising, sun and moon, third house, anything to do with communication, sibling, and short trips. Life example, launching a blog or social media campaign that sparks significant disclosure and change, or taking a short trip that unexpectedly shift your perspective about issues. But about communication, writing, publishing, your neighborhood, there could be some kind of nasty thing in your neighborhood. You find out your neighbor is a sex trafficker, or you know, yes, something like that. Or it could be like there's some of you Sagittarius rising, I'm Sagittarius rising too. It could be something with the younger siblings, you know, Pluto Mars, not the nicest planets over here. Aquarius could rule because it rules by Uranus airplanes. So I don't really want to say those things to annoy a few, but you know, the fourth house for Scorpios, Cancer, 8th house, and Pisces, 12th house, those are actually the really, really heavy houses. So those people are going to be affected a little bit because of the house system. And obviously Aquarius as well. And fixed signs, because Aquarius also fixed, so fixed signs could be, but you know, for you, it could be like losing a sibling, Sagittarius. Okay, Capricorn rising, sun and moon. Second house, the themes are finances, possession, and self-worth over here. Anything with your values, anything with your artwork, you know, what you bought, or your gemstones, your diamonds, your earned money. And what is the life example? Making a bold investment in technology, a startup, okay, which is revolutionary, which is going to pay off, and it's going to help you to change and alter your material circumstances. So this could be good on that way. However, you also have to be careful with your investment, definitely, because Pluto Mars could be a thief over here. Your values are changing, definitely. you're going to be more inclined to take power and take everything in action. You're gonna be also bold. So you know, you can come off like arrogant a little bit because your self-worth, your values are changing and become like possessive with possession, for example. So you have to be careful with that. All right, Aquarius rising sun and moon, it's in your first house. It's your ego, it's your body, it's you, your self-appearance, your personal initiatives, anything to do with your work, with you in general. All right, so well, Pluto Mars, it could create some kind of surgery, you know, like it could be anything on the face, anything to do with something neurological. Maybe you have a spasm, maybe you have something because it's Aquarius, right? You might going to have a new surgery which is made by technology, computer, and you signed up for that. You can have an eye surgery. You know, it is like a major transformation. It's a huge transformation. You're going to rise like Phoenix. You're gonna come back from death, some of you. And, you know, like definitely undergoing a personal makeover, which is going to be so transformative, which is going to raise eyebrow. You're not gonna be the same person anymore after this conjunction. You're gonna be a totally different person. All right. Pisces rising sun and moon, 12th house. You know, 12th house is your subconscious, solitude, it's hidden matters, anything to do with the underprivileged, with hospital, hospices. Mars and Pluto could put you in hospital, for example, for a while, because of you might went through on a surgery and you have to stay a little bit longer. It could actually, you know, it's a transformation. So if you had any kind of self-sabotaging behavior, you're ready to take the power in your hand and change. Anything to do with psychological matters and spirituality is going to change. Engaging in a deep psychological or spiritual practice, for example, which is going to give you some kind of breakthrough. So, you know, you might going to make a decision, you're going to do retreat centers, or you're gonna actually be in retreat because you want to actually heal your hear from self-sabotaging behavior. So yes, but you know, it also watch out with hospitalization because it could bring in something like that. All right, guys, I'm sorry about the content. I know it's very heavy, but you know, Pluto and Mars is extremely heavy. Never happened before, and it's not gonna happen again in our lifetime in 0 degrees Aquarius. It just won't. So this is an ingress, it's a new energy, it's a new cycle, okay? It's setting up something new, and anything to do with humanitarian power, anything to do with wars, anything to do with protest, the way we are having enough from control power and centered power. So you know, it's heavy, but as I always said before, set your intention. Make sure you are working with the energy. And the energy against Mars and Pluto, actually, anything to use rose quartz, moonstone, opalite, anything to do with brighter stones like jade, emerald, which is the life force, actually. Make sure you meditating, make sure you are undisturbed and you set your intention. And nobody can change your attention and intention, and you focusing, very, very important how you're going to actually deal with this energy, you know, not to let that drive you, but you use the power of Pluto and you become powerful, not let Pluto using you. Okay, that's the most important. All right, guys, if you love my videos, please subscribe, like, and comment below. Check out my website, which is UrbanWitch.org. I already have a published book if you would like to buy it. My pen name is Kriko, and let's talk about that, about taboos, very Plutonian energy, the 8th house matters and 12th house matters in my book for teenagers, sex, death, you know, bullying and massive shooting and religion addiction. So this is a great book and a lot of compassion. So if you would like to check it out, thank you so much for listening. Bye for now.